Excuse me. And then I'll be left with a few pieces that are hanging over the crown area. So I'm just picking that up, letting my hair fall out, and then I just top forward through there, scooping that hair out, and that'll make it nice and aerated. And when this comes back over, I'm gonna have a few pieces that just kind of go over top of that, so it just looks nice and airy. Okay, now I'm gonna dry it up, and I'll do some dry cutting, texturizing techniques. Jill, what are you doing?
All right, so just this back portion, before I get to the sides where it's thicker, I am freestyle cutting this. So I'm not just getting it all wispy. In the back here, I want this to, if she was to put in product, I want pieces actually cutting holes into the hair so she can make it funky if she wants, or if she combs it, it's gonna blend and look like it's one level. So it's not an obvious disconnect. I'm gonna work through the back of the crown area, and if we're leaving hers longer, if you're working with a shorter hair, you want to make sure this crown length, you put your hand under it to bump it like it would shrink blow drying. It should be at least as long as the occipital bone, so that it can have a nice round effect through the bottom. If you cut too short, you might get that sort of sticking out instead of having a nice bend to it. It gets too short. It's like that just reminds me, you know, our clients that come in with the shirt, they get short layers on top and they want more lift, and they're going shorter, they need to go shorter. And if they go any shorter, they're gonna look like the 80s style Billy Ray Cyrus, you know, with the long hair and the short. I need more layers, I can't get body. It's like, and yet no kidding, it's shorter here. In order to get length, I usually take my client and I'll face the mirror. In order to get height or movement, the layers here have to be at least the same length or longer than what's supporting them. As soon as they're shorter, the strength is in the short hair, they'll move towards the length. So they're actually flattening out their style. So when you're judging length here too, I want to create roundness, short to long. I want that to curve around the rounded part in her head. If I'm above that, I'm just flattening her crown. Does that make sense? Sorry, Derek, chatting away here.
No, go ahead, because I'm blow drying, so you can talk all you want.
Well, now I have nothing to say. All right, so I think I would guess the biggest mistake, she's fairly fine in the crown, so I am starting here to be a little bit more careful. She has a lot of density in the top of her hair. She actually has more thickness here than she does in the perimeter, which is abnormal, but we do have clients that are like that way. So I am actually going to dry layer the top before I freehand style it. So if they have too much hair, a lot of hair, you want to take some weight out. So layer it first. If they come in with one level haircut and you start freehand cutting, you're going to be there for 2 hours. So if you need to remove some weight first, just make sure you're not taking away precious length. Keep your head that way. I've left these little corner pieces here just to add some interest. I want them to show, so I'm going to create a hole right above that. And when I say a hole, don't worry, it's just, I'm not chopping it out of there. It's just going to open that up so you can see the detail. So she can apply product in here, and I want length right on the other side of it. Can you see that?
Okay.
So it's a different variation of texture.
I'll jump in now if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. So I just want one little key point about the blow drying. I used her head shape the whole time I was blow drying her head to shape that cut in. So think about it, you're working on a sphere, so instead of going in, I don't have to go in with a round brush, I can use a Denman or a paddle brush or whatever, but I'm constantly, see how I'm moving that hair right around her head, so that when this comes back, see, it comes right around and cups right in because I'm shaping it with her head shape. I'm moving it around, back and forth, around, no definite part, sculpting it with her head shape. Now back on the side, sculpting it in, so that when this comes down, it's going to sit nice, see, nice and shiny, and smooth, and it's going in the direction I want. So just manipulate that hair, forming it around the head shape to give you the movement and that you want in the hair. So now that I have it dry, I'm going what I need to do for the dry cutting.
All right, before I go into the sides here, like I said, she's quite thick.